Good day, YouTube. This is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. Another EV video here. As you follow my channel, know I do a lot on EVs, and just did a couple videos yesterday, actually. So you can find those in the library as well. But this is the electric car battery belt is reshaping America's heartland. So I just found this was kind of interesting. North American sites with major EV and battery investments. And here you can see in the blue is the EVs, the orange is the batteries, and the green is both. So here you can see when you hover over them. So it's kind of interesting. So I thought I'd do a video on it. But Tesla and Panasonic produces batteries in Sparks, Nevada. Tesla EV factory, Fremont, California. Stellantis investing $1.86 billion in EV technology in Windsor, Ontario. Lucid Motors, I just did a video on Lucid yesterday. GM investing $1 billion in EV and battery technology. And it's just all over. More so the southern half states, except for once you get over here towards the East Coast. There's Rivian, Ford, Lion Electric, haven't even heard of that one, in Illinois. Stellantis again, just a bunch of them right here. Honda, Stellantis is a lot on this board, so is Ford. GM, Stellantis, Ford, VinFast, Hyundai, Rivian. Rivians are kind of cool. I did a video on Rivian, Mercedes-Benz. I talked about them last night. But I finally saw a Rivian a couple weeks ago downtown Omaha here. It was kind of interesting. But climate bill that was signed into law yesterday will open up tens of billions of dollars in subsidies for high-tech electric vehicle plants across the South and the Midwest. Why it matters, the package is a big down payment on addressing climate change and moving toward energy independence as the U.S. races to build a domestic supply chain for batteries and other critical materials. It could also be a major economic jolt for a large swath of the country. Some are calling the battery belt. So, kind of the southern belt and a little bit more northern once you get to the East Coast, as I showed you, where lots of EV-related factories and facilities are being built, driving the news. The auto industry has already poured billions into new EV and battery manufacturing facilities across North America over the last couple years. Now, automakers and battery suppliers will be eligible for billions of dollars in federal loans and tax credits to offset the costs and spur additional investments. Government will provide a tax credit of $35 per kilowatt hour, $35 for each U.S. produced battery cell. That's 35% of today's average cost of producing a battery cell. Ford, for instance, could get a $3 billion tax break for the twin factories it's building in Kentucky, which will be able to produce 86 gigawatt hours worth of batteries annually. There's also a tax credit for U.S. produced battery modules, groups of cells bundled together that fit inside a battery pack. The credit would whack about 1/3 off of the cost of assembling an EV battery pack, according to Bloomberg NEF. Critical materials and minerals. I've talked about lithium here on the channel quite a few times. That's actually a couple different stocks that I hold. So produced in the United States also get a 10% tax credit under the new law. That will help companies like Redwood Materials, which is investing $3.5 billion in Nevada for cathode and anode processing, essential work in the battery production process that's currently done mostly overseas. There's also $2 billion in grants to retool existing auto plants to make clean vehicles, and up to $20 billion more in loans to build new factories. The intrigue And yet automakers aren't happy about the law, largely because its strictly supply chain requirements mean far fewer electric vehicles will qualify for big consumer tax credits right off the bat. So I also talked about that on another video, and I'll link that in the description as well. Yet over time, reshoring battery production should drive down the cost of EVs and lessen U.S. dependence on China. That's what it's all about. That's what's going to make all of these go up. Optimism view: by incentivizing a domestic EV component supply chain, the law will help reproduce automakers' costs, and they'll pass those savings along to consumers in the form of cheaper electric cars. Between the lines, in essence, the United States has shifted the incentives for EV adoption from consumers to manufacturers. Instead of making electrics cheaper for car buyers, the new law rewards car makers for building EVs with U.S.-made batteries. And I kind of went over that in my other video as well. So it's for the $7,500 tax credit, you need to do your research and make sure it qualifies. I believe that starts on January 1st. So lawmakers are not just putting on new rules and saying good luck. They're putting tens of billions of dollars on the table to help automakers get there, said Joe Britton, Executive Director of Zero Emission Transportation Association. Bottom line, automakers scramble to meet domestic content requirement will lead to a rapid build-out of manufacturing capacity for electric vehicles, batteries, and components and materials required to produce them. So, as I've told you on the channel, not only do I invest in EVs, but there's materials for batteries and the components, like I mentioned, lithium. So just all kinds of things you can go into, like the picks and shovels, so if you will. But just thought this was an interesting article, so wanted to make a quick video about it. But if you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me. I don't give tax, legal, or trading advice here on the channel. And go ahead and smash that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, do that as well. I'm just still trying to get the channel growing here, so day by day every video helps, and all the subscribers and viewers out there help as well. So again, this is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.